Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to make something sweet, fruity and quite delicious. I'm going to make lemon bars, which is basically a sponge cake with a filling of lemon curd. In this video I only show you the basic steps of how to make lemon curd. If you want to have more information about it, I made another video, and if you want to watch this, I put up a link at the end of this clip. So for the lemon curd, I need lemon juice, sugar, cornstarch, eggs and butter. I'm going to make a little more lemon curd than I need for the cake, and the rest I'm going to fill in a jar. That way I can keep it in the fridge for about 10 days. I start by mixing the lemon juice, the sugar and the cornstarch together, and I want to make sure that all the lumps are gone. Then I put in the eggs and give it another swirl until all the eggs are incorporated and I have kind of an egg soup, and then I heat it up to almost boiling temperature. I don't let it boil up completely because I don't want to have scrambled eggs, so I make sure that when I see it starts thickening, I take it off the stove and I swirl some more until I have kind of a lemon pudding. Then I put in the cold butter and let it melt, and that's basically it. The lemon curd is done. Once the butter is melted, you have the soft creamy consistency, which is still kind of liquid, but it firms up as soon as it cools down, and then you're gonna get a consistency which is like peanut butter. From this recipe I get around 350 milliliters of lemon curd, and what I want to keep I fill up in a jar, and the rest I'm putting in a bowl and cover it with a cling film to prevent it from forming a skin layer. For the cake I need flour, butter, sugar, eggs, buttermilk, lemon juice, lemon zest, salt and baking powder. I start by mixing first the butter, the sugar and the salt, and by the way, the butter has room temperature, and I have a hack for you. If you have forgotten to take out the butter in time to let it get to room temperature, then just cut it into little cubes. That way the butter softens up really fast. I let the butter and the sugar beat up for about 8 to 10 minutes to get a lot of air into the mixture. The more air you get into the mixture, the fluffier your cake is gonna be. You can easily check that when the volume of the butter has at least doubled and the color had turned into a pale yellow. So after 10 minutes the butter-sugar mixture looks like this, and now I can add the eggs one at a time. And I want to make sure that every egg is incorporated at least for 30 seconds before I put in the next egg. The reason why I do that is I want to prevent the cake batter from getting flaky. However, if that happens to you, don't be worried. As soon as you put in the dry ingredients, the cake batter is getting nice and smooth again. Now I can add the lemon juice and the buttermilk, which is going to keep the cake moist and soft once it's baked. I mix flour, lemon zest and baking powder together, and then I put the dry ingredients into the cake batter spoon by spoon. When you put the dry ingredients into the cake batter, you want to make sure that you don't overmix, because when you mix it for too long, the cake batter turns into kind of like a paste, and all the air you had put into the cake batter before is gone. The best way to prevent that from happening is go on very low speed, or just mix the flour and the cake batter by hand and stop mixing as soon as you see that all the flour is incorporated. So this is what the cake batter should look like. It is nice and fluffy, all the air is still in there, and now we can fill it into our baking form, which is 25 by 35 centimeters or 11 by 14.5 inches. I spread the cake batter evenly into the form, and to make the surface extra smooth and even, I take a dough card and even it out. The baking time is about 30 minutes at 170 degrees of Celsius or 340 degrees of Fahrenheit. I let the cake cool down completely, and now I can take it out of the cake form. I divide the cake in 2 equal parts, and the edges that are not so nice get trimmed off. Usually you would continue and spread the lemon curd cream on one half of the cake and put the other half on top. But I wanted to make 2 cakes with 2 different fillings, and so I continued to cut the cake through the middle to make 2 cake layers of about 1.5 centimeters, which equals 3/4 of an inch. Because the cake is very soft, I had to be careful when I cut it, so I started by cutting a line around the cake before I carefully cut it through. Even though I handled it carefully, it got torn up slightly, but I could fix the upper half with the icing, and the lemon curd kept it in place like glue. So in the meantime, the lemon curd had been cooled down completely, and even though it's still soft and kinda creamy, the lemon curd holds shape, and once the cake is chilled, the cream will firm up. So I evenly distribute the lemon curd over the cake, and since I'm only using half of the cake for this lemon curd filling, I don't need as much lemon curd filling as you would need if you would use both halves of the cake. Then your layers are thicker, and then you might want to use more lemon curd filling. So then I carefully move back the upper half to cover the lemon curd with it. And I gotta say, I'm happy with the results. So the last thing left to do is to ice the cake with some powdered sugar and lemon juice, and the first cake is done. If you want to know what I did with the other half, I'm going to make another video for this, which I'm going to upload next, and once that is done, I'm adding an info card at the end of this clip, what makes it easier for you to find it. So now I'm putting the lemon icing on the cake, and that's it. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and let me know what you think. I would be happy to read your comments. If you're new to this channel and if you like my content, I would be happy if you support me by subscribing. And don't forget to click on the bell to not miss out on the next videos to come. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!